Damn it.
All right.
Okay. So wait, strike update.
Strike update. So yesterday I shot you a message. Well, a few days ago, and I told you like it looks like the strike could end today because it looks like the WGA got a deal, and we'll see in the next few hours. That was well, it was a few days ago, yeah. And you sent me an audio message that was like, man, it's not even close to ending today. And then like less than an hour later, well, like 4 hours later, I just texted you, aha, with like the confirmation of
Oh,
the
so
deal.
it's now been signed?
It's been accepted. It just needs to be signed. But yeah,
No, see that's the thing. I want them to double check the contract because you never know, slippery motherfuckers, you know.
yeah.
So I just want to make sure, like, okay, they're not gonna try to slip something in at the last minute about AI or whatever. That's been my big hang up.
I mean, they're gonna have to come out and say exactly what is in it. I mean, they had us all in this journey. They might as well tell us how it ends.
Well,
So
like I know the two big contentions were one, pay, obviously, but two, and I feel like more importantly, AI use in film, which is something
yeah,
I am adamantly against.
me too. Um, so hopefully the deal is good, and hopefully those writers get paid. And actors are next. Just remember, everyone, actors are still striking. That strike is not finished. And next year, animation is striking. Okay, it will.
Yeah,
So we have to show them the same solidarity that we show the writers and the actors, because if they don't, I'm gonna have to start hitting some people, and
yeah,
you don't want to see me hitting. I'm more of a kicker.
yeah.
Yeah,
Start throwing elbows, folks. Those of you who don't know, if you ever have the chance and you need to strike somebody, try using the blunt of your elbow. It's almost like a fucking hammer. Just start elbowing the shit out of their skulls. If you hit them hard enough, you'll cave in their skull and they'll bleed everywhere.
yeah. Just that's how I broke a window once.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about work. Um,
What?
yeah. So yeah, so hopefully the writers got the deal they want. Hopefully the actors are next. And yeah, we're excited to see this through, and we're excited to finally talk about something else during this initial beginnings parts of the show. Speaking of that, randomly just trying to connect the subject. Have you ever wanted to be in a fight club?
Yes. Have you?
I don't. I didn't want it to be in one.
I mean, I've always wanted to join a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym.
That's not a fight club.
That's a fight club. I'd say that's a fight club.
I mean,
Do you mean a
why?
domestic terrorist organization?
Why haven't you joined a jiu-jitsu team? It feels like something that you would join.
Time and money. The cheapest one that I can find is like $200 a month.
Jesus Christ.
If I
Do they
could
do they
find one that was like reasonable, that was not a utility bill, then I'd be down.
do they fly you to Brazil at the end of the course?
No, no, you just get
Then
your ass
what's
whooped by a bunch of Marines.
there's no point. Boo.
I agree.
Boo.
But yeah. Speaking of which, you want to talk about bottoms?
I want to talk about those bottoms, man.
Chema, hit the intro.
Thank you for welcoming us onto your headphones. My name is Chema,
I'm Eddie.
reviewing Bottoms. This is The Rollback, a movie about empowering women, the hot ones at least. PJ and Josie start a fight club as a way to lose their virginities to cheerleaders. The fight club gains traction, and soon the most popular girls in school are beating up each other in the name of self-defense. But the pair find themselves in over their heads and in need of a way out before their plan is exposed. So we have the new movie directed by Emma Seligman, the director of the movie Sheba Baby, which I really liked. And this is her new movie. This is a comedy movie starring Rachel Sennott, who's slowly but surely making a big name of herself. I mean, she was in Sheba. She was a protagonist in Sheba Baby. She's the protagonist in this. She was the best part, at least to me, from the movie Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. She was the girl with the podcast.
Hated all of them.
Anyway, then Rachel Sennott leads this movie, joined by Ayo Edebri from The Bear. She was in The Bear. She was also the voice of April O'Neil in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Did not hate her.
Yeah, she's been in plenty of stuff, and little by little, she's also making a name of herself. They are joined by Ruby Cruz, Havana Rose Liu, Kaya Gerber, Nicholas Galaxy, Miles Fowler, and other colorful characters. So, as you could tell, I could not even read the description of the movie without cracking laughing. This movie is the most I've laughed probably the entire year. I watched it on Saturday, and I rewatched it again last night. I was crying laughing. Not to spoil everything, but I adore this movie, and here's the level that I like this movie. I want to show it to everyone I know. Like I want to just go to people and be like, "Have you seen Bottoms?" No, do you want to? It's just I feel like it's been so long since I've had such a funny original comedy. I'm so glad we have one of these, and it really differentiates itself from movies like that we saw this year, like You Are Still Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah or other movies. I'm really excited to talk about it, but tell me, what did you think about Bottoms? How did you first hear about this? Because you saw it before I did, and you saw it in theaters. How did you get there?
So back in like fucking May, I think the trailer, I shit you not, would play on my YouTube maybe 5 times a day. And at first I was like, what the fuck is this? And at first I was like, this is dumb, this is stupid. And I was skip it. It reminded me of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. Slowly the trailer wore me down. I was like, you know what? The music is kind of catchy. Let me see what this is about. Okay. Fight Club, that's weird. And then I saw the R-rated, the Red Brand trailer. I was like, you know what? I'm in. The part that got me was, let's go fuck up some football players. And I just see them like beating the shit out of them. One of them jumping up and coming down with a hard punch. I want that trophy. I was like, you know what? I'm in. This looks like fun. I'm in. Fuck it. And I just waited. I saw the trailer back in I think like fucking April.
Okay.
It premiered in March in South by Southwest, and then the trailer came out, and I was just stuck by the trailer. It's the perfect trailer. It gives you a good taste of what it is, but it doesn't give you the whole story. I didn't know what was going on. I thought, this movie gives me strong John Hughes vibes as far as like a coming of age story, a really good coming of age comedy.
Yeah.
But also it has style, it has flair, an amazing fucking soundtrack, genuine comedy. The crazy thing about this movie is that there's so many jokes that it's impossible for all of them to hit, but you're never going to stop laughing because within a minute they hit you with so many, one of them is going to get you. There's so many jokes in this movie. It is so fucking funny. And they're gags. There's also moments of like, what the fuck? I remember there was one point in the theater where, and I don't want this to lose like basis, I laughed at something I shouldn't have laughed at, I think, because no one else laughed except me. I went, and I had like,
what part?
I don't remember. I just remember something. Everyone else was like dead silent, and I just bust out laughing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna retract that. Because I was in the movie theater with like 20 people, but we were all laughing our asses off most of the time. But no, so what did you think? So going into this movie, how did you hear about it?
Okay, so I heard about it because I followed Emma Seligman, who's the director, because I like Sheba Baby. I like her previous movie, and I had heard about this one kind of in the background. I saw people on Twitter talking about it a lot. Like they were really excited about it. And this girl, Rachel Sennott, little by little, she's kind of becoming one of those actresses that like people are following her, like they'll see what she does regardless of what she's doing. And to me, I think she has a knack for comedy. Like I think she's very funny. So she's one of those actresses that like, oh, I'll see what you do, whatever you show up and I'll watch.
Yeah.
And then I heard about it, and I never saw a trailer. I have not seen a trailer for this movie.
Really?
I went into this movie having seen nothing. I saw no. I knew about the Fight Club, and I knew that they were doing it to impress girls, and that's all I knew. I knew nothing more. And man, when it hit, like when I realized that like this movie takes place in like that heightened reality, like that, like this is not real life. It's obviously not. It's like I don't know, like a different dimension or something. Like it obviously exists in like a place where humor of this caliber is possible. There's something almost like Scott Pilgrimy about it, like without the
Yeah.
yeah, especially the action scenes, which we'll get there in a second. But it's just so funny that like you mentioned, this movie throws joke after joke after joke, and some of them like the lines are so good, and the physical gags are like. Did you notice that all the football players are always wearing like their shoulder pads? Like they
Yes.
never take them off. Like even when the main player is fucking the mom, like he's still wearing them. Like it's so random, but it's
Jeff.
so funny. Yes, Jeff. Look,
Oh
it kind
God.
of hit me when you saw his jersey, and like his jersey didn't say his last name, it just said Jeff, and they never
Yeah.
say his last name. But like I said, this movie has like a ton of lines, like "Shut up, nerd! I fuck your mom," and oh god, what was the other one? When the teacher is great. When the
Marshawn
teacher is
Lynch.
like, yeah, when the teacher is like talking to the students, it's like, okay, first of all, the Holocaust, it happened. Like he has to like, and then one of them raises their hand. It's like, shut up, it did happen. Like he,
Yeah.
like from that, the principal that scene when he goes over the intercom and goes like, could be ugly, untalented gays, please report to the principal's office. Like,
Yes, that's you.
yeah, I guess that's you. Like, oh god,
And they even
yeah.
make a joke about the other gay kid that's like with the popular. Like he's not like us. He's a popular gay. We're the unpopular gays.
Oh yeah.
We're the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, and that's funny because so here's the thing. I don't know if you could tell, but they kind of don't mention when this movie takes place, like on what year, because they talk and dress like modern teenagers, but they don't have smartphones. They don't have and they don't talk about the internet. Like the most that you see them is like this one scene where one of the football players has a flip phone and he's going through like a physical phone book. And they mentioned like the last year that they mentioned, I guess at some point, is like '03. So I don't know if this movie was supposed to take place in like 2006, 2007, or like when. And I kind of don't care. It's kind of cooler the fact that you don't know like on where does this take place. It could take place anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of just lines that because this movie doesn't date itself, like this movie will not be irrelevant in 2-3 years. This movie could take place in the 80s or it could take place now. I like that they're not pop culture like quoting characters. Like they're funny because they're funny. They don't really reference anything. Like even when they talk about Fight Club, like the most that they go is one girl just goes like, "Oh, cool, Fight Club. I love David Fincher." But like that's as far as they go.
Now that I think about it, you're right. Even the scene where Marshawn Lynch is looking at the like Hustler magazine.
Oh yeah,
Who looks at magazines anymore?
yeah.
You're right. They don't date themselves. That's interesting. I did not realize that.
Yeah, and like there's no like talk of like TikTok or like Instagram or like smartphones or texting. Like they're just funny on their own sense. And I think that's super hard. But it's gonna make this movie like if you watch it in 10 years, it's still gonna be funny. Like no references will be lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got like the lines are just great. When she goes like, I'm gonna fuck up some football players, and then one of them goes, and I'm buying a gun, and like,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna shoot my stepdad. Like it's just
they even have that one
like
kid
that.
who's like, that's it, I'm getting revenge on everyone. Like they make a joke of like the kid. Oh shit, I think that's what I laughed at. The one where the kid's like, I'm gonna kill everyone in the school.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's what I
The duck
laughed at.
thing.
Everyone was just quiet. I was just like, I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm saying, and just like pulls out a notebook, starts writing, like
Yeah,
starts
hit
plotting it
list.
out.
I was just like,
Yeah.
ah, that was funny. I don't give a fuck what you people say. That
and
was
then and then it comes back at the end. It comes back when they explode the tree, and then he goes like, "Damn it, that was my idea.
son
Like
of
that
a
was gonna be
bitch.
like that was gonna be my thing." Also, like I think the character that like the star character of this movie is Hazel, played by Ruby Cruz. Because she does like a lot of like the emotional stuff. So she's the one. She's the one with the bomb. Like she's the one that makes the bomb. Um, um, I think she
Yeah.
manages to carry both like the emotional part of the movie and also like the funny because like she also has a ton of lines and that she's like a lost little puppy that you want to protect. Like she's so funny in the movie and like when they're planning like oh we should take revenge on Jeff. What should we do? And she just goes like someone goes like we should egg his house. We should throw toilet paper. And then she randomly just goes like what about a bomb? Like comes out of nowhere, and then you see her, but they don't even ask or explain how she knows how to make the bomb. She's just like, "How about a bomb?" And just like
Why do you know
puts it in,
this?
puts it in her car, and then it's like 15 minutes. Nope, nope, it's counting down already.
15 seconds. Oh shit. I think that made me laugh too, actually.
Yeah,
Um, but we get this, we get Hazel, we get a lot of so there's a lot of this movie that I like, and they kind of cut through the whole cool kid like loser shtick with the Fight Club. Obviously they do it after they injure Jeff, and Jeff is crying, and I'm just thinking to myself, the bromance that goes down between all those football players, I can't help but think back to high school and like, oh god, that was a thing. I remember those dipshits. Hey bro, you okay, bro? Hey, I got you, bro. Don't worry, bro.
you know what the football players reminded me of? They reminded me of like Ken's, like from the Barbie movie.
You're not the only one to tell me that. They're like, this guy feels like Diet Ken.
Yeah, like I mean, but these one are clearly like evil, like on
Douchebags.
purpose.
These are
Yeah,
douchebags, like legit.
but
What's
they're
that one, Tim, who's like, I support feminism for all women, especially the hot ones.
yeah.
I'm just like, ah, you're garbage.
But like they have these scenes like when he gets like hit on
Neat.
the knee and he falls and like all the players just like start brushing to him and they just start doing like little spins on top of the cars. Like it's
Oh yeah,
super
like
funny.
oh,
Like it's
Hey,
super funny and it's so stupid, but it's so funny.
this
And
movie's stupid and stylized, but it's so good.
yeah, like I watched this movie yesterday with with someone and so while when the movie ended, she kind of told me like she kind of turned to me and went like, I didn't know that they still made movies like this. And I
They
think
don't
that
normally.
yeah, they don't, and it's so great that someone is because like remember when we got like all those very stupid but very fondly remembered movies from the 2000s, and
Mhm.
I'm not saying this one belongs there. This one clearly has learned a lot from those, but it is such a thing that stands on its own ground. Like it's not
Mhm.
based on an IP. It's not like a reference to another movie. It's very much its own thing. And I'm
Mhm.
so glad that a movie like this can exist now. It's so like this is the first movie in a long time that in 30, 40 years, if someone told me like, hey, they're remaking Bottoms, I'm like, oh fuck yes.
It
Like
better be good.
like that's like I feel like if I hope this movie gains like enough traction so that it becomes like a modern classic because
Yeah.
I want this movie remembered. It's so unique. Like I want it to be influential and I want it to be remembered.
Well, I remember I did a video review of this. It reminded me. So every so often we get like a generational comedy, I'd argue. We had Animal House. I think I'd argue Old School qualifies. Super
Mhm.
Bad, The Hangover. I feel like we've been kind of searching the past couple years for that new like generational comedy that like, all right, like this is the new standard. This is the gold. I feel like Bottoms is that film. Whether people know it or not, it is, I think. Because one of those comedies that it doesn't punch down at anyone. It's also one of those
No.
comedies where the main characters are the fucking joke because we are. Like, I'm sorry, most of us were losers back in high school, and it's fun to look back. There are parts of this film that I'm like, oh god, I'm having high school flashbacks with being in a room with your best friend and like, do you think she likes me, dude? I don't know, but we're gonna try.
Yeah.
Like that shit. It feels reminiscent of your youth in a good way.
Yeah. And
There's
also it helps
also
that the the cast is so likable. Like
yes,
they are,
by miles above bodies. PJ is so much more likable.
and here's the thing, because all characters in this movie, I would go ahead and say they all make mistakes at some point.
Oh
But
yeah.
for example, PJ, I was kind of thinking, like while watching the movie, I was like, I feel like there's gonna come a point where she's gonna do something, and I don't know if it's gonna be um, like, how do I say this? Excusable maybe, but she
Mhm.
doesn't. Like, yeah, she makes mistakes and she learns from them, and she makes better of it and stuff. But like, she's not a monster. None of these characters are. And
No,
I liked where it was going, and I like the friendship that these characters have. Even when we get to like the eventual, like, oh, the friends fight, it's kind of not done in the way that it usually is. Like, I love that scene where Josie goes to meet up with their old babysitter
hmm
in like the trailer park,
yeah.
and she doesn't say like, no, PJ and I are not friends anymore. No, she just goes like, well, we're going through a rough patch, we're kind of not talking right now, but we'll, like, kind of
We'll
fun as an
fix it.
understanding, on like, oh, I mean, it's not the first time, it won't be the last time, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and I like that. I feel like that's different. We don't see those kind of easily mendable relationships that often. But the two of them are great, and like I said, Hazel is also just a fucking wonder.
Well, I also appreciate the fact, almost the exact opposite of my bat mitzvah. Or you saw mad to my bat mitzvah, where the friendship ends at like this one big fight. These two are a little more adult oriented. They're like, no, we're gonna fix this. We're just angry at each other right now. But they're adults enough to be like, we'll work it out. We'll figure this out. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. One thing I love is once they start the Fight Club. One, Marshawn Lynch is a fucking treasure. He's perfect. He's perfectly hilarious in this. They start rumors that PJ and Josie start rumors that they were in juvie, that they once killed a girl but brought her back to life. All this stuff, and then they start the Fight Club or the Feminist Self Defense Club or whatnot. At one point, their crushes finally join in. Their crushes being Isabel and Brittany, or Havana Lou and Kia Gerber,
Kaya Gerber, yeah.
respectively. Thank you. Um, and I love the fact that this Fight Club transcends like the whole like popular and not popular. It's like, no, we're all just here to throw rounds. Let's go.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Havana, Rose Liu, and Kaya Gerber, Havana, I have not seen her in anything before.
Oh, she was in No
But
Exit. That's a great one.
you saw that one? What's that?
Oh, it's a really good whodunit thriller of like
Okay.
basically there's a girl that's kidnapped in a van outside. She gets stranded on the side of the road in like this public rest area during the
Mhm.
snowstorm, and there's like 8 other people in there. She goes outside and finds a girl trapped in one of the vans. She goes back inside, but here's the thing: whose van is it?
Mm.
So she's not sure who kidnapped the little girl, and also like, are they dangerous? They have a gun. Like she has to figure out. It's a cat and mouse game. It's really good though.
Okay. Well, that wouldn't have happened if she had had Allstate roadside assistance, but whatever.
Funny enough, the guy from Allstate's in it. I remember joking. I was like, what if his last line was, that's all stay stand. Are you in good hands? Punk. Anyway,
Nice.
yeah.
But yeah, but she plays the love interest in this one really well, because she has like her crazy moments and also like her calm moments. Kaya Gerber, I do know who she is, because she's the daughter of Cindy Crawford. So like, she's not just anyone,
No, a Nepo baby. I see.
Yeah, but she's actually good in this. Like, she's actually she both has like that like popular energy, but also like kind of a weird self-awareness. Like there's a moment where they're in the fight club and they all mention like why they think that they're there, and she kind of turns to Isabel and just goes like, my personality is just being her friend, so I just go wherever she goes. Like she's kind of aware. Yeah. Yeah, so they're good. Jeff, played by Nicholas Galitz. God, what a
I wanted him dead.
yes, but also like, man, he had some great lines. Like he is such a good foil. He's such a good like quote unquote villain of the movie.
But you
Like
can't help
he's
but
so
hate him like so fucking much.
yeah. What a fucking idiot. And but fits well into this world. And well, the rest of the
Also,
cast, you know, yeah.
I want to compliment the writing in this film. They do a really good job of setting stuff up for us without telling us. It's show not tell. Like the whole Jeff's allergic to pineapples bit when they're
Oh
like,
yeah,
"What's this? There's pineapple in this, Janice." Yeah, go fuck yourself, Janice, and throws it. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, that's obviously gonna come up later.
yeah. I like how they go like, eat a bag of dicks, Janet, and then in the credits, like they show like
The
all the
outtakes.
all the outtakes. Speaking of the writing, do you know who wrote this movie?
No.
So Emma Seligman, the director, and Rachel Sennott, who plays PJ. So she wrote.
Oh yeah.
So the two of them wrote the movie. Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Damn. Emma Seligman, as a teenager, contributed film reviews to the Huffington Post.
Yeah.
She is seasoned, to say the least.
Oh,
Good for
yeah.
her.
She's one of us. She's one of us. Hopefully. Yeah.
She uses they and she pronouns.
Okay.
Gay and Jewish. That explains Shiva Baby. Fair enough. I have my respect.
Yeah. Have you seen Shiba Baby?
No, I have not.
It's gonna oof. It is one of the most stressful things I've ever seen in my life.
But like, is it stressful? Is it like a horror film or what is it?
Yes,
Because
yes, and no.
that thing looks. Oh, wait a second. So I'm guessing the stress comes from the fact that her family is very suffocating.
Yes, but it's also the situation that she's in.
Well, I know Shiva. Doesn't that happen when like someone passes away?
Yeah, so a Shiva is a 10-day mourning period in the Jewish community. So when someone passes away, the like it's like a funeral that lasts like 7 to 10 days, I think. Yeah. But the thing is that she goes to this Shiva, and in the Shiva, it's her family, her ex, who is more successful than she is, and they just broke up. There's the rest of her family that doesn't know that she's bisexual, and that's her ex. She's about to graduate college, so they're all asking her about graduation and work post that. And then into that Shiva walks in her sugar daddy with his wife and their less than year old baby. And she didn't know that he was married and had a kid.
Did she know who he was?
Oh yeah.
Did he know who she was?
Yeah. But like
wait, so he walks in, sees her, and he's like, "What's up?"
No, he didn't know that she was gonna be there.
Oh, okay. So they're both caught by surprise.
Yeah. So it's like that the wife, the baby's crying the whole Shiva. And yeah. The movie is it's a bottle movie. It all takes place into like in just this house. It's great. Like it's such a tight little piece of writing. Highly recommend watching it. I super recommend Shiba Baby, but it is stressful.
I'll save that one for the Thanksgiving season when we're talking about family movies, because next month is all about the scary movies.
Oh hell yeah! All right, yeah, and then from that one came Emma Seligman, who now doing this.
Which also I want to also give mad props to this film. So this movie, Bottoms, it had the highest grossing. So it had limited release, right? It initially had a very, very limited release. It grossed, I believe it was it grossed 461,000 movies in a very limited showing in only 10 theaters. Bear in mind, so it averaged 46K total per theater, which is the highest per screen average for any movie that does 10 screens or more since Everything Everywhere All at Once back in 2022. It then expanded to 715 theaters its second weekend, making $3 million at the box office, making another $3.5 million during Labor Day. As of right now, it has grossed $11 million. And bear in mind, it's available, I think, on Prime, I want to say.
You can buy it
right
on
now.
Vudu.
It's available on Amazon Prime.
You can buy it on Vudu, Google Play, Amazon Video, Microsoft Store, and YouTube. It's available on Amazon Prime to watch for free?
According to this, yes. Which, folks, I'm going to say this right now. If you can afford it, I'd say buy it. Show support to this film to show that Emma Seligman can make movies that make money.
Hell yeah. What was the budget for this movie?
11 million. So it just broke even.
It just broke even.
But bear in mind, that's on only 7,000. That's only 700 theaters. It didn't release in 3,000 theaters. Imagine if it had a wide 3,000 theater release. Imagine if they gave it the flash treatment.
Jesus.
It could have grossed probably 30 mil, maybe more.
I want everyone to see this movie. And it's such a... I watched it at home because it didn't come out in theaters here, so I had to buy it. But I was happy to do so because I knew that I was gonna get something special. Like it just felt like it, you know. And I am hoping that word of mouth keeps this movie alive because you gotta see this one. Like it's the one. Like it's the one that you gotta see this year. Because look, I've seen how many. Let me pull up my list. I've seen 40 2023 releases.
Jeez.
Okay? So 40 movies. Bless you.
Thank you.
I've seen 40 movies that have come out in 2023. And this is the first movie that jumped into like the top 3 of the year.
Really? That fast? Damn.
I adore this one. And on the second watch, it cemented it. And I can't wait to see it again. Like this is the first time in like a while that I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch this movie. Because I've not rewatched movies from this year a lot. I've rewatched Spider-Verse. I've rewatched Love is War. I've rewatched Barbie, Scream. I've rewatched Air. I just rewatched Blue Beetle, and I saw Ninja Turtles also a couple times. But this one, man, I'm gonna see it several times. Like, yeah, this one is for the books, I believe.
Well, and I hope this changes. When I did the video review a couple weeks back, I typically do, and I'll admit this, I do look up other reviews of the same films that I'm about to review to kind of get an idea of like, okay, what's the general consensus? I have this list of things to say. Is there anything I'm missing? Right? I want to better myself the best way I can. Which, folks, by the way, if you're working in any capacity, watch other people do your job because it makes you better. I promise you that. There's a reason why coaches watch game film. It makes them better. But when I was trying to find reviews for Bottoms, not a lot of people were reviewing Bottoms on YouTube, for example. Like there were very few reviews. No one big reviewed them. Still, you know, people like Jeremy Johns, who has like a massive fucking platform, did not review them, for example. Mostly done by small people, which I'm like, I'll take advantage. I'll be the review that people watch that are like, oh shit, this movie's great. But yeah, this movie's flying under too many people's radars, which is a shame because it's great.
Definitely, and we're gonna keep pushing it, and I'm gonna push people to see it. Like in my day-to-day life, like I'm gonna be like, oh, like I'm the movie guy at work, for example. Like if they ask me, like, what's the funniest movie?
Same,
dude, it's Bottoms. Like Bottoms is the funniest movie of the year, man. And I think there should be more of these. Like
I'm glad there isn't.
I mean, not a sequel, but like I hope this becomes influential and we get more movies. Not like this. I don't want ripoffs, but I want movies of this caliber, you know?
I agree.
Yeah. This sense of humor and these actresses, like give them more jobs. Keep them fed and employed because I want to see them in a lot of stuff. but I'm glad that this movie exists right here and right now. So, man, do you have anything else to say before we score it? Or
No, I want to give credence to everything. The stylization of this film, the action sequences are pretty fucking hard hitting. The blood looks like it hurts. The comedy is
dude,
funny. The heartbreak is
dude,
accurate.
the sword scene,
The which one?
the sword in
Which
the football
one?
field. When like
Oh, dude, fucking oh god.
you,
Straight up though, I'll tell you right now, I was on the side of yo, fuck it, let Jeff die. I was fine with it.
you know what the fight scene reminded me of?
What?
The fight scenes in the Anchorman movies. Like they come out of nowhere and then they finish out of nowhere.
Yes, dude, you're right. You're completely right.
Yeah.
But like, I think one of the jokes that got me the most, and it was in the trailer, but it still made me laugh. When it's a couple things. Obviously, the fight scene's fucking phenomenal. I love it when I think it's Isabel jumps off the back of one guy and comes down and brings a fist down on someone else. Oh,
Yeah.
the fight scene with Hazel in the gymnasium where she's fighting the big guy.
Oh yeah, with the boxer. Yeah.
I'm just like throw elbows. You got him in a not anaconda vice. That's not the right word. In a tarantula vice. Just elbows to the side of the jaw. You'll knock him out eventually. Hit him. Come on. I was cheering her on. It's so
Yeah.
brutal when he beats the shit out of her. But
Yeah,
I do love the fact that all the girls bond. The popular and unpopular all like form this great friendship.
Mhm. And I don't know if this was look. I don't know how fight clubs work, but like to me, it was just very funny that every time that they would show them training or like hitting each other, like none of them were wearing any kind of protective gear. Like they were just punching each other with
No,
like
because that's not how fights work. You're not like,
clean.
hold on, give me a second, let me get my pads on. Like, no. We're gonna throw rounds and let's see who's still standing afterwards.
But they were just going at it, and then like I love that scene where Brittany was on top of PJ and she was like punching her, and PJ was just on the floor, just laughing, just smiling up a storm, and she's like, "I'm kicking your ass, stop laughing." And she
Which
was
is
because she
kind of
was just
sweet.
yeah, she was just happy to be topped. Yeah, like that's it.
And then I think one of the other great things about this movie is, and I we've avoided saying this word the entire time, but I do think it must be said. I love the
Lesbians,
huh?
lesbians. Is that the
No,
word?
representation.
Oh, of course.
I think I love the fact that there's now, and maybe there already was, I don't know, but this feels like the first truly great like coming of age story about gay kids that suffer through heartbreak. Um,
And fight at the same
yeah,
time.
well, like 'cause I feel bad because I knew it was gonna have to be one of them, either Josie or PJ. One of them, like the girl was not gonna be lesbian. That's perfectly fine, but that's still, that hurts your heart. So when PJ experiences that with Brittany, I'm like, that sucks. I knew it was coming for one of them. And that's when they get in the fight. But I love the fact that we have this coming of age tale now for new people. I think this will hopefully be to the next generation what coming of age stories were to you and me growing up. I can't think of any on the
Definitely.
top of my goddamn head, unfortunately. But yeah.
I mean, definitely. The thing is that yeah, a couple years ago we got the movie Booksmart, which I think is like it opened the doors for movies like this. It's also about two best friends, one of them being a lesbian, the other one being straight. And it is also about heartbreak, and it is about like the last days of high school. And it's a movie that it reminded me of it the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
American
what
Pie. American Pie. I was just thinking, like, what's a
American
coming of
Pie
age
was a
tale I
big one,
remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
American Pie was a big one, yeah. But yeah, I want this to be like I mentioned before. I don't want this movie to just have funny this one time. I don't want it to be at this one time. I want it to be this time, like this. Everyone go watch this movie. Go support this movie because I more than making money, more than anything, I want it to be influential. I want it to be more of these. So highly recommended. Man, I'm giving this 5 out of 5. Like this is I was cracking laughing. I it's so rewatchable and I cannot wait. I might see it again right now. Like I love it that much.
I love it too. I agree with you. This one was an A+. Even my video review. This movie was outstanding. Um, 10 out of 10, A+. This movie deserves to be watched by people. This movie deserves to be more in the public eye. Again, if you have the chance to watch this movie, watch it, show it to everyone that you know and care about. I hope that there are kids that kind of watch this movie and are like, this makes me feel like what I always thought, you know? And I mean
Yeah,
that in the best way possible.
yeah. And if it
Um,
makes you want to start a fight club, then so be it.
for legal reasons, we're not actually telling you to beat the shit out of each other. If you're below the age of 18, please be aware. Please speak to an adult before you ever consider joining a fight club. Thank you. Our lawyers require that I add that.
We have lawyers.
Yes! We actually do have
Oh,
a lawyer. He's
well,
expensive though, so I try
of
not to
course.
contact him.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this, but okay, then
Thanks, Pablo.
I guess don't join a fight club. I guess. Um
Oh, but yeah, I would have let Jet die. Oh shit! I was gonna tell you the scene where Josie gets Jeff to safety, and he's like, "You saved me," and he goes to try and kiss her. She's like, "No, no, 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 not that. What's wrong with you? No." I love it. I love that. That's awesome. That's hilarious. Oh god, this movie was fucking awesome.
it's just great. I cannot wait to see it again. I cannot wait to see what Emma Seligman and Rachel Sennott bring us next. Speaking of next week we are doing
Saw X,
oh shit, I had to see Saw X.
or do you want to review The Exorcist? Because Exorcist Believer comes out the following week.
Oh
It's time for spooky
Jesus.
season, motherfucker.
It's time for spoopy season. Did you ended up watching Shithouse?
No, do you want to do that one
Okay.
next week? I'll do it with. I'll do that one with you.
Let me see because I don't know. Saw 10 is definitely coming out next week. Well, this weekend, but I don't know about Exorcist. Let's shoot for Shithouse and then we'll see if we can do one of the other ones.
Down.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. My name was Chema,
I've been Eddie.
and this was the rollback. Signing off with a reminder to, I guess, get a lawyer. I guess.
If you're gonna get a lawyer, make sure he's a good one, an expensive one. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.